TAG Heuer recently just unveiled their latest solar powered model, and it's a Formula One. Why are the luxury lines going to solar? Well, really, it's the market. People are looking for green energy. You know, we've got solar on our panels, we got our electric cars. Hello, welcome to our channel, Paul Mistis Watch Company. I'm Gordon Walsh, founder of Paul Mistis Watches. And along with my wife, Teresa Walsh, we founded this last year. At the end of last year, we started getting into this. So it was late October, November. We were trying to really launch for Black Friday. Kind of did soft launches all the way up here until recently. Once we started the podcast last week, we're kind of officially launched now at this point. We've got our watch collection in and available now online at paulmistiswatches.com. We're going to talk a little bit about today is kind of the new trend where watches and luxury brands are going. You know, I think it was Seiko and Citizens come out with their solar power watches a long time ago. I mean, I want to say probably late 90s. I'm not positive on that. I actually haven't done any research on that, but I think it was late 90s when they came out with the solar power watches. But today we see luxury lines are starting to produce solar powered watches. TAG Heuer recently just unveiled their latest solar powered model, and it's a Formula One. That was introduced about 6 months ago. But why are the luxury lines going to solar? Well, really, it's the market. The market's driving it. I mean, today, people are looking for green energy. You know, we've got solar on our panels, we got our electric cars. We're really interested in green energy today and how can we help out our environment. And the luxury line is starting to hear that echo. You know, they're thinking they can hear it coming and saying, all right, hey, we need to start moving in that direction. I mean, think about currently, you know, there's really three types of watches available if you want. You got the smart watch, maybe the old school, maybe fourth watch is the old school digital watches, you know, those are still out there. But really you've got the watches that people are wearing are the smartwatch, which actually is dominating the market right now, the smartwatch. Secondly, you have quartz watches, and then you have automatic watches. And we'll talk about all that stuff in the future, what that means, what is an automatic, what's a quartz, what's the difference and all that. Today we're just talking about the solar powered watches, but you know, that gives us a whole new element into watches and another choice on what would you like. I just talked to a friend of mine, actually it was this past week, and he was showing me, we were talking about watches. He's a watch guy as well, and I was talking about my watch collection prior to open Paul Mistis Watches. And he was telling me about his watch collection and so forth. And then the one he was currently wearing actually was a solar one. He said he's had it for years. I mean, probably 15, 20 years at this point he's had it. Still looks good condition, still working right. And, you know, he actually seemed pretty excited when he was talking about his watch. So, you know, the solar power, how solar power gets energy, I think we all kind of know this. It gets energy from the sun, but it also draws energy from light as well. My understanding, it doesn't have to always be out in the sun. It can just draw from light, you know, and that's how it draws its energy. That's how it keeps running. So in essence, kind of like a quartz watch that has power through the battery. This is drawing power into the watch from the sun, and that's how that works. The technology and philosophy behind it, I think it's pretty incredible. You know, not an expert in solar, so I'm not going to try to sit here and bore you with any type of details that I don't know, but I do know that the solar watches is coming, and we're also looking at, as Paul Mistis Watches move forward and add more to our collection. We're going to be adding the solar watch. Right now, all we have is quartz watches. We have three styles of watches, which we've already talked about. We have the Vinifera, we have the Hydroplane, and the Ithalis. So those are our three watches right now. The reason we picked quartz is because I can keep the price point down a little bit. They are more accurate. I like quartz watches because I don't have to worry about winding them. I don't have to, when you have a large watch collection, you either have to get one of those automatic winders that move all the time, that winds your watches and keeps them going, or you're going to have to wind it up and wear it. I mean, it's not it's not a major deal. It's not too much of a pain or a hassle in it. But the quartz watches, they keep better time. They're very consistent over time. You do have to change out the batteries over every 2 or 3 years, depending on the battery, the style of watch that you do have. You know, right now I'm looking at another quartz watch. I'm looking at some automatics. So for us to go solar, it is going to go down into the future a little ways. Don't know when that is. I do know we want to bring in solar watches. It's just right now those are a little more expensive to bring in, and we also want GMT, but you know, that one here, that would probably come sooner than later. We're actually looking at GMT almost at the same time we were going to bring in the iThlease. We were looking at a GMT watch, and GMT stands for Greenwich Mean Time, in case you're wondering, but it's a dual zone watch, so you could set it if you travel a lot. If you don't know what a GMT watch is, you can travel, let's say you on a regular basis, you travel from the West Coast to the East Coast, 3-hour time difference. So you set your secondary time on, let's say, the East Coast where you travel to, you live over in the West Coast, set your GMT handle or hand to the East Coast, and that way you kind of track. You don't have to worry about when you go over there setting your watch again. And so that's the purpose for it. It's for the traveler. A lot of people that don't travel still buy them. They're kind of cool. So, you know, interesting, kind of give you a talking point. So we'll be moving into those directions, but the GMT that I was looking at and we're wanting to do isn't quite refined yet, not where I want it to be. So that's going to be a little ways off. So we'll see how that goes. So right now we got these 3 styles. We'll go check them out. paulamistuswatches.com. Check them out. Tell us what you think. You can respond on this podcast. And hopefully you enjoy them. So, you know, one of the things that I want to make sure that we do with Paul Mistus watches, and this is important to me, it's important to my wife, is we provide an excellent product for a comparable price, a good price that represents the watch brand. You know, you got watches out there. I mean, I don't know how much it is for to make an Omega, or how much it costs Rolex, or a AP, how much this, you know, you think about AP starts at $38,000, $35,000, and how much it costs for them to make that watch and then to produce it and all that stuff. I don't know that. But I do know there's a lot of people out there that like watches, watch collectors, and we don't have $38,000 to spend on a watch. So we're trying to keep our price point down so it's reasonable, and we want you to be able to afford a watch, a luxury watch, and enjoy that piece. You know what makes us unique more than any other brand out there. There's one company, actually, Christopher Ward. They'll put writing on the back. They charge you $40. I think it's not too much. I mean, the cost that it is to get the write on the back is insignificant, really. But that you can get something, say on the back, like "I love you," "Happy birthday," you know, make it more personal. But it is just writing. There is another company, I don't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, well, they'll engrave the back of your watch because you got to order at least 25 of them. Well, we're engraving what it is that you want, your design, on the back of the watch. So far, I haven't ran across any watches that I'm not, or any designs that I'm not able to do. Now, I can't do trademarks like NFL and things like that, but if you have a design, we'll put that on the back of your watch, and that becomes your serial number as well, because we won't repeat your design unless it's for a company logo or something, but that's your serial number. So if you wanted a Viking, which I have a Viking, I have a couple of soldiers, you know, they're actually, in this case, both soldiers would be from the Spartan era, the Greek era, and but they're different soldiers. So that's your serial number, but that's really what makes us unique. I don't charge you any more for it. You also get a coin, a military style coin with your design on it, and a military style stainless steel dog tag with your name, the date of purchase, and your logo on it as well. So that's really what makes us unique. You can have this as an heirloom and pass it down. And you know, when we get into the automatics and the glass is opened in the back, obviously we won't be engraving on the back of that glass, but we still will give the coin and the dog tag with that. So we're not compromising our quality of our watch, and we want to ensure that you get a quality price or a quality watch with an affordable price, so you can enjoy watch collecting. And might be a good starting point. So hey, I want to thank you guys for watching. We hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, leave a note, share it with a friend. I'd love to see this go viral. Hopefully I'm somewhat entertaining and informative. Hey, God bless you and Godspeed.